The first update we have today is on Tamra Judge's recent public comments about her co-stars and some notable critics. We're looking at some recent remarks where she fiercely addressed some long-standing feuds and reacted to criticism about her personal and professional life. When it comes to Gretchen Rossi, Tamra was firm, stating they will not be okay. She accused Gretchen of trying to save her job and just flat-out refused reconciliation. She said there's no room in my life for her, not for somebody with her beliefs, and that they're just two people that cannot be in the same room. And it wasn't just former castmates. Tamra also had a sharp reaction for actress Jennifer Lawrence, who had called her toxic, while Tamra just retorted by calling Lawrence toxic right back. She defended herself, saying she is one of the most successful housewives on my cast, and added she was disappointed since she used to look up to Lawrence. Her main point was that Lawrence simply doesn't know her personally. Tamra also took on what she says are major fan misconceptions. She corrected this idea that she's a heartless villain. And those rumors about her children not speaking to her, she confirmed they're false and that they are all good. She did admit she takes her job as the show's villain seriously, but she was clear that she does not make up stories or lie about things outside of that role. So these public statements really underline Tamra's unwavering stance against her critics, all while fiercely defending her own reputation and personal life. Before we get into the next update, please make sure you've liked this video and subscribed to this channel. Okay then, let's move on to next update now.
Next, we are going to talk about the reconciliation between Teresa Giudice and her brother Joe Gorga and his wife Melissa Gorga. I mean, this is a pretty big deal, especially after last season of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, where they basically suggested they might never speak again. So what changed? Well, Teresa revealed that her husband, Louis, is the one who kicked things off. He sent Joe Gorga a beautiful text, and that was all it took. Joe called Louis the second he got it, and get this, they've been speaking every single day since. Teresa even made a little joke that Louis writes so much better than she does. And it's not just the guys. Teresa and Melissa are now texting, and Melissa even called Teresa to ask her to unblock her on Instagram, which Teresa did. As for filming, Teresa says she absolutely wants to be on the next season of the show with Melissa. She said she wants to show America what family means and just have fun with her sister-in-law. Melissa seems to agree, saying that showing a way back after hitting absolute rock bottom could actually be inspiring for viewers. But, you know, the big question is it all just for the cameras? Both of them are saying no. Joe insists this is real, pointing out that, hey, Teresa is known for holding a grudge. He says this new dynamic is really real and that they're never going back to where it was, ever. So this was today's update about the Gorga Giudice family reunion. Let's now move on to the next update.
Next, we are going to talk about the dramatic BravoCon feud between Madison LeCroy and Silva, which quickly escalated online. So it all kicked off during a panel game at BravoCon, with Madison and her ex, Austin Kroll. Madison straight up labeled Silva the meanest girl she'd ever met. Well, Sai's reaction was pretty immediate. She claimed she had never met Madison and even suggested that Madison was just confused. But Madison wasn't having any of that. She went right to her Instagram story and dropped a photo receipt, a picture of her and Sai together at a previous BravoCon event. She basically said the proof just validated her initial statement about Sai being mean. And of course, it didn't end there. The fight moved to their DMs, which Madison then exposed. Sai told Madison to leave me alone, insisting she didn't remember sitting next to her 2 years ago. Madison's reply was savage. "Well, you remember now, bitch." Sai just shot back that Madison was extremely unmemorable. And amid all this drama, Madison actually missed a Saturday night event taping. She clarified on Instagram that she and her team were in a frightening car accident on the way back to their hotel. Thankfully, she said everyone was okay, but just really shaken up. So this was today's update about the Madison LeCroy and Silva BravoCon drama. Let's now move on to next update.
Next, we are going to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Kyle Richards, who is setting the record straight on everything from her BravoCon drama to her critics. Kyle, who's 56, recently addressed several controversies, providing some much-needed context on a few things. So, you know that run-in she had with Lisa Vanderpump and Ken Todd at BravoCon? Well, she revealed that she intentionally taunted Ken. She apparently yelled, "Goodbye, Ken," as he was leaving. And she clarified that this was a direct nod to that infamous Season 9 incident where he kicked her out of his home. Then she got into what her critics had been saying. In response to Stacey Roosh, who's 53, suggesting she wasn't friendly, Kyle maintained that she is nice, but admitted she doesn't watch much reality TV, especially newer shows like The Real Housewives of Potomac, so she just doesn't know all the newer cast members. And as for Reza Farhan's shade on Watch What Happens Live, Kyle confirmed she heard about it, but she just laughs it off because Reza, who's 52, is always so nice to her face. She also addressed the claim that she doesn't share enough on her own show. Kyle said she's confused by that, noting she's been on the show for 15 years and has shown everything. We've seen her daughter Portia grow up from age 2 to now applying to college, and we've seen those really painful fallouts with her family. She emphasized that fighting with family on TV is a much more painful experience than feuding with people you aren't as close with. She even joked that she shows so much, she wonders if she needs to put a camera in the shower. So this was today's update about Kyle Richards' recent statements. Let's now move on to next update.
Next, we are going to talk about the security concerns following the recent break-ins targeting Kathy Hilton and Sutton Stracke. You know, this is a really worrying situation. We've got 2 Real Housewives of Beverly Hills stars, their homes burglarized on the same day, just hours apart. And get this, it happened on Saturday while they were both all the way in Las Vegas for BravoCon. It just illuminates this scary trend, right? I mean, we've seen this happen to other castmates before, like Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley. Okay, so here's how it went down. The first call came in around 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon at Sutton Stracke's Bel Air home. It was actually her dog walker who discovered it. They noticed a broken window in the kitchen. And pretty much right away, a photo shared on TikTok confirmed that, yeah, police were on the scene.
There were cops at Sutton's house. I only know that because she lives close to me and I was driving by. They were there at least a little while because they were there when I drove down to get food. And now, looks like they were just leaving. I don't know what happened.
Then, just hours later, it happened again, this time at Kathy Hilton's place, also in Bel Air. Her husband, Rick Hilton, made the 911 call, and he reported seeing 3 burglars inside the house. But by the time law enforcement showed up, the robbers had already taken off. So right now, we don't know if anything was actually stolen from either break-in, but what's kind of wild is that both women just kept posting on social media throughout the weekend. Kathy even put up a clip on Sunday that featured Sutton and her daughter, Nikki Hilton. So this was today's update about the burglaries targeting Kathy Hilton and Sutton Stracke. Let's now move on to next update. Next, we are going to talk about Kim Zolciak's claims about the final straw in her marriage to Kroy Biermann and her daughter Ariana's reactions. So this all comes from a recent interview where Kim really opened up about her divorce, Kroy's alleged threats, and even her daughter Ariana's own love life. The biggest bombshell, really, was when Kim revealed what she says was the final straw in the marriage. She claims Kroy cheated, and it was such a shock that you could actually hear her daughter Ariana, who was standing right there, just go, "Holy stoot." Kim also claims that when she first filed for divorce, Kroy told both her and her daughters that he was going to publicly destroy her. But even with all of that, she says she really wants to get to a happier place for co-parenting, for the sake of their kids. Then she talked about her current boyfriend, Kyle Mohowitz, clarifying that they're both actually still legally married. Kyle's apparently been going through his own divorce for years. And speaking of her daughter, Ariana talked about her own recent breakup with Hudson McLaren, saying it was amicable. They're still filming Next Gen and Racey together, and she said she'll always have love for him since they've known each other since they were 14. Plus, she added, "It's great that we still get to do this together and make money." And it all ended with this little disagreement about a location sharing app. Kim was worried about Ariana moving to New York, saying she hadn't added her to Life 360, but Ariana immediately corrected her, saying she and Brielle get notifications every single day. So this was today's update about the latest details on Kim Zolciak and Ariana Biermann. Let's now move on to next update. Next, we are going to talk about the dramatic fallout from BravoCon involving Southern Charm's Shep Rose. So this whole situation depicts a really shocking, caught-on-video rant where Shep just went off on Craig Conover and Paige DeSorbo's 3-year relationship. And this all happened at the big convention in Las Vegas. Okay, so apparently, Shep Rose was filmed venting to 2 women at a bar, and this was right after what sounds like a pretty tense taping of Watch What Happens Live. He was just directly attacking their relationship, declaring, quote, "It was a sham the whole time." He even got sarcastic, asking something like, "How many more followers did you get? 200? His main complaint, he seems to think Craig and Paige made millions on reality TV's back.
He called it fucked up that Paige then broke up with Craig on her own podcast, basically saying she was biting the hand that feeds you. Now, there were also some unconfirmed reports that Shep made some other derogatory remarks about Paige and even Amanda Bachula. But for what it's worth, another insider denied hearing any of those comments. And, this whole outburst is such a sharp contrast to how Paige handled everything. She confirmed the split on her podcast, saying she was very sad and had so much love and respect for Craig. She actually called him one of the best people. And just for a little more context, Paige has since been seen out with Joe D'Amelio, and all of this is dropping just ahead of the Southern Charm Season 11 premiere.